will go ahead and I will show you two questions now, right? Both
Okay.
will be from microeconomics. You need to go ahead and do one of the two questions. Okay. You will be given 15
Sure.
to go ahead and solve that question. And then we will go ahead and discuss the solution. We'll try to see what you have done.
Sure, ma'am. Yes.
So these are the two questions on your screen. Do one of these two questions.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Done?
Not yet, ma'am, but like if time is over, so we can discuss.
Sure. So which question did you pick up?
I picked up second question.
Let's start. So what is your market equilibrium and market price and quantity coming out to be?
Okay, so market price is coming out to be 230 by 13 and quantity is coming out to be 180 by 13.
Correct, correct. Then what about producer surplus?
Okay, so producer surplus calculation is getting little complicated. So I couldn't arise to a number, but I can explain you how I solved it, like what formula do I apply.
Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, so for producer surplus, what I did is that in our like diagram of demand and supply, the supply curve is starting from 5.75 quantity and 5.5 price. So it's not starting from origin.
Correct.
And our price and quantity is at 230 by 13 and 180 by 13 respectively. So what I did is I calculated the area of that rectangle by multiplying 230 by 13 into 180 by 13 and then subtracting the integration of the supply curve, so that area under the curve could be removed and remaining would be the producer surplus.
Okay. If
Yeah.
you find area under rectangle, I mean, you found out the area of the rectangle, right?
Yeah.
So area of rectangle would be your equilibrium price minus the shutdown
Into
into the shutdown quantity. Is that what you did?
no, I multiplied price with the quantity.
Quickly, let me just take you through the solution once. So
Sure.
So in such questions, what usually happens is that, so your supply curve can either start from above the origin or it can start from below the origin, right? And in
Yeah.
both cases, we would not be worried about where the supply curve starts from. We should always be worried about what the shutdown price is given to us. So for example,
Okay.
if this is my demand curve, which would be downward sloping, my supply curve can start from below zero or from above zero. It does not matter to me because in such cases, I am already given that there is a shutdown price below which I will not go ahead and produce anything. This is my equilibrium price. Now, what we need to do is that at shutdown price, we need to calculate what would be the corresponding quantity. And at equilibrium price, we need to calculate what would be the corresponding quantity. This you have already found out from part A of yours. This is given to you as 5.5. Just plug 5.5 in the supply function and you will get this quantity, right?
Yeah.
I,
Right.
my
Yes.
supply function is this part as it is, like this, and then this part. And this part gets eliminated from the supply function. So the producer surplus
Yeah.
anything below price above the supply curve. So it comes out to be this area. And then, of course, either you can put the formula of parallelogram or you can just divide this into area of rectangle plus area of triangle and you can do that. So this would be your producer surplus. Right?
Understood. Yeah.
And how about the third part?
Yeah,
Where
I couldn't go to that.
So again, the same thing only, just that now tax is there. So you will impose the tax on the consumer. It is always easy to impose on the consumer. So your demand function is given as 120 minus 6p. Instead of p, we will just plug in p plus 2. And then we will again
Yes.
do the entire equilibrium condition.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so let me give you some general information about the interview now. So what will
Sure,
happen?
ma'am.
You would be given two questions in exam. You would be asked to solve one of the two questions, right? You will be given in very similar way, 10 to 15 minutes. You have to write the entire solution on a paper, go in front of them and present the solution on a board. Make sure that whenever you are presenting to them, you explain them each and every point, right? So for example, let's say that you're finding producer surplus. You tell them that, sir, producer surplus is area below price and above the supply curve. Since in this case, I need to go above the shutdown point, therefore I am marking this area. So each and every step you do, you need to also go ahead and make sure that you communicate why you do what step. That is very, very important in this, right? It may
Yes, ma'am.
that you may go on a wrong track while solving the question. It happens with a lot of students. And they will stop you in between because you're solving on board. So they can see your steps. So for example, say I see that you're solving producer surplus in a wrong way. And I say, don't you think that, the shutdown price should be considered? Don't you think we should be doing it in some other way? That's a hint. You need to stop. You need to rethink. Maybe you have done some mistake. So you will accept that. You will say, yes, sir, I think maybe I can go ahead and do it in this way. You rethink the question and you redo it. Okay. So it is okay that you may have written something on the paper, but the moment they stop you and they tell you that, I think that this should be done in this way, you should start attempting in the direction that they are suggesting you and stop whatever you have done. Okay.
Yes.
So maintain your peace. I am very sure that they are there to help us. So, when they tell you a particular thing and you absorb that well, they select you post the interview, right?
Okay.
We just have to maintain calm, peace, and we just have to practice enough of such questions based on, microeconomics, monopoly, price discrimination, game theory, general equilibrium. And from macro, make sure that you do solo model very well, ISLM and labor theory questions. Mostly
Okay.
they from this only.
Got it. Thank you so much, ma'am. And I'm really sorry I messed up the question.
So what I will do after I have conducted all the interviews, I will circulate a PDF. It will have all the questions I have asked all the students, right? Different questions asked to different people. It's a combined PDF of that. Go through all those questions. That would be very useful.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Also, ma'am, I just want to thank you for uploading the videos on Arthapoint. So I prepared for my CUET entrance entirely from there because, like, I had this books for doing the theory and all, but the kind of questions they ask from general knowledge or some kind of Indian economy and all, I prepared entirely from your videos. So thank you so much, ma'am, for uploading them. It was so helpful.
Good, very good. Good. Okay. All the luck for ISI also, and I hope to see you at ISI. Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your wishes. Thank you. Bye.